Okay. Right.
Okay, Nina. Super Soldiers.
Yes.
Super Soldier Summit. You know Max Spears. You
I
know
do.
some of the main people.
Yeah.
Now, what are you doing with your microphone?
I didn't mean to touch it. I'm sorry.
Let's just see if that's all okay.
I didn't mean to touch it.
Speak.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. Bases
Yeah.
23. Bases 29.
29.
Take 3. We're talking Super Soldiers.
You're tongue-tied, aren't you?
Yeah, tongue-tied. Up in Yorkshire.
Because you were playing with that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Now, how do you know these guys? You know James Casbolt?
Well, no, not necessarily.
Max Spears?
Not necessarily. I mean, James Casbolt, when he came out, when I saw his interviews with you, I definitely felt like I resonated with him and I felt a connection with him. But I don't have memories of him. I can't guarantee that I know him.
Okay.
You know?
But Max
Max and I are very similar. I definitely do know Max. I feel like I've always known Max. But again, you know, I don't have... Oh, he recognised me from Montauk. Yeah.
He recognised you.
He told me he recognised me from Montauk.
You've been in the Montauk base.
Well, apparently. I don't know. I mean,
well,
I can't...
Know.
I'm sorry.
Doesn't anybody, you know.
Yeah, well, you know...
well, Max Spears is a new kid on the block in terms of the Bases series, but he's been similar sort of story to James or Michael Prince.
Yeah.
And that means you must have a similar story if you know him well.
Well, yeah, you know...
I'm not saying anything must be, but...
No, but one could assume that, yes. If one wants to assume so. Of course, I can tell you that on a conscious level, Max and I, talking about our pasts and stuff, on a total conscious level, not subconscious, but just the stuff that we were consciously always aware of in our childhoods and onwards, we perfectly align one another at each age, every step of the way. And that is just fact.
Are you the same age?
Pretty much, yeah. I'm 36 this year. I'm pretty sure that Max is the same age as me.
You matched up a bit like James and Haley?
No. I think of him like a brother. Definitely not a lover. No pun intended. No, I adore him, but it's not a sexual connection.
So he's in the States, or has he just gone back to the States in the same way that...
I don't really want to go into too much detail about someone else's life. It's not my story to tell. You know, there's a connection there, yes.
Yeah, well, it's a very important connection because I've only met Max at the Super Soldier Summit in Las Vegas quite recently, about 2 months ago, 6-7 weeks ago. But he's been a player. He's been interviewed by Lorien Fenton quite a lot. Where did you meet him? How did he come across? I mean, it's the first time I've heard of him.
I heard him give an interview before the first Super Soldier Summit.
That was James Rink?
With James Rink and Alara, maybe. No.
Do you know Alara? Alara Blackwell?
I know that she has remote viewed me a lot.
How do you know that?
Because I'm very intuitive and...
How does a person recognise they're being remote viewed?
Because you can feel it.
Do you see anything?
Sometimes little flashes, but mostly feel it.
Do you just sort of feel that they're there?
Yeah, like basically, yeah. There's different ways. I mean, like if you feel like you're being watched, for example, there's different types of ways this could be occurring. If it's someone remote viewing you, you feel a human energy attachment with it. If it's like some kind of demonic entity, that's a totally different matter. And it's just really easy to distinguish between the different entities.
What would you describe as a demonic entity? Just another life form indigenous to this planet or this dimension, or what? I mean, are they just people with a bad press, or what?
I would like, interdimensional beings which are not here for good reasons. Is kind of a loose termed way to describe what I would term as demonic entities.
Are they jinn?
Yeah, 100%.
Which means they're terrestrial and they're not happy with us around at the moment.
Yeah.
They want us to go.
No, they need us, but
why do they need us?
Because they want they want our souls. Corny as it sounds. You know.
In what way is our soul?
I don't know all the answers, Miles.
Yeah, okay,
I don't have all
fine.
the answers.
Yeah.
You know, I only know what I know.
What do they do with our souls?
Well, I would imagine they gain power from them, get stronger. That is what I would think.
Right.
And we get weaker, obviously. Yeah. It's all like a power struggle all the time, constantly between quote unquote good and evil. Yeah. That's what it's all about.
Well, concentrating on the super soldiers, okay. Tell us more about Max. How do you feel about him, or not feel? But I mean, similar things, similar events. Mm-hmm. Anything more? Same test tube.
Same what?
Same test tube. You both created in that way.
I don't believe I was a test tube baby.
Okay,
fine. I'm not prepared to believe that. Well, I know I've got a soul, and apparently, if you're created in a test tube, you're meant to be soulless.
I mean, that would refer to some of the others.
Yeah, you know, but then at the same time, obviously, so as a soul, if you sign up for this, it's absolutely possible to be a test tube baby. Because obviously we all have our like pre-life soul arrangements, so it is perfectly possible to be a test tube baby with a soul. Of course it is. It just. So
out of the merry bunch that we have, my colleagues, as you would say,
yes,
at the Super Soldier Summit, associates,
yeah.
Can we go through these guys? Because
mention
you're
some names
in England,
and maybe I can speak.
I mean, we're talking in England here now.
We are in
and
definitely
so there is
in
now
England.
You're saying there's a solid contact, a solid link between whatever's going on in England or the UK, the British Isles, and the super soldiers, so-called super soldiers in the United States.
Yeah.
What's the link? Let's explore that. Okay, let's start with James Casbolt. We've mentioned him.
Yeah.
What about Hayley Meyer?
For me, I have a link with her because my grandfather's mentor was from the same bloodline as she is. Meyer, Adolf Meyer, I think he was called. So yeah, I do have a link with her family's bloodline anyway, via my grandfather.
Do you ever meet up for Christmas? Or do you have Christmas in that line of work?
Sorry, yeah. I don't celebrate Christmas actually. So, no.
I'm saying metaphorically speaking.
I know you are.
Do you have a family reunion and say hi? And
I've no idea. If I do, then I'm not aware of it.
Okay. Then we have James Rink.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Now, what do you mean by that?
James Rink and I were friends once. I tried to help him.
When was friends and when was once?
Well, up until about, last year, last autumny time. I can't remember the exact date.
But from when? Childhood?
For about, no. In this conscious reality, from probably about 2 years, maybe. He was actually the first person that I actually made contact with in this conscious reality.
You're talking here. 2010.
Well, I'm talking more like 2011. Yeah. Because we're 2013 now, aren't we?
It's just there's an awful lot of things seem to have happened between 2010 and 2011 with a lot of people in this business.
Time goes by so quickly, it's really hard to know I can find out, but I'd have to look back.
Okay.
Because it was via YouTube originally that it wasn't Facebook, it was YouTube we first connected via. So I could find out quite easily, I'm sure.
Okay, a lot of people connect to YouTube. That doesn't mean they're all super soldiers. So,
no.
So how does this work?
Now, what do you want to know about James?
Well, I've never heard of him until the Super Soldier Summit in 2013. Yeah. There's all this connection with all these other people. What's his relationship to the other guys and his relationship to this project? I mean, there's some plus things and minus things. There's the regression thing. Mm-hmm. Could you explain that for people who are watching?
I believe that in his regressions, he is unwittingly being used to plant certain things. With all information, some is true, of course, but it's always I believe it's a mixture with James of disinfo and info, and these people are being led down the garden path, so to speak.
Are you talking about the rest of the super soldiers?
No,
so-called super soldiers.
I'm talking about anyone who has a regression with James Ring, putting themselves in extreme danger, for one, from the point of view that he is being really massively handled and used for an agenda. I'm not holding him personally responsible for this stuff, but it is going on and people should be aware of that. He is...
In what way? I mean, is the guy's just a bad guy or just a misunderstood person?
I think... the problem with James is that his alters love what he does, are proud of what he does, because it makes him feel like he's good at something, and he fits there. So to him, he's conflicted because he doesn't want to integrate, because... Well, he does and he doesn't. It's all conflict, and it's really hard. I mean, I don't want to sit here and discuss the inner. It's just my opinion, Maybe I'm wrong. I hope he heals.
In what way is he damaged, or can you say anything that kind of help?
Sorry?
Can you say anything?
I think his devices are dangerous. That he sells his NeoCubes, and I really would think people shouldn't buy them. I think that they, again, will have control over your thoughts. So if you're meditating and stuff, then you're going to be influenced by them.
What are these cubes?
He sells these pyramid NeoCubes are called.
What tubes again?
NeoCubes.
Now, what on earth are these things?
Oh God, I can't remember exactly what they've got inside them, but hair from star seeds, I think. Copper wire, is it?
Are they a bit like orgone accumulator things that people would buy?
Well, they're meant to advance your power to meditate. So that to make it easier, so you see more. It's meant to be.
Well, but hair from star seeds. That's what does that? That's you're talking some kind of magic.
Yeah. Well, I think that these things are enchanted to make you believe. Well, to make you see things which aren't necessarily real. And now, what I've heard a lot with James is people get in touch with him, do a regression with him, and then they start getting all these needle marks, just like him, at the exact time they get in touch with him. And so either that is maybe they were unaware of them before, and so they couldn't see them even though they were there, or maybe there's more to it than that. I don't know. Don't presume to know all the answers, but I do know that people who then get out of contact with him, they stop getting them at the same time. It's all kind of a bit bizarre.
So there's a bit of a coincidence there.
Well, yeah, or is it? I mean, do coincidences exist?
There's nothing. There's never such thing as a coincidence.
No, but we can call it that for argument's sake.
Yes.
Now, also, I think it's really not so cool of him that he really will not. He will if someone's getting gang stalked and having a horrendous time because they've done a regression with him. and they ask him to take the video links down. I think that rather than decide to ask anyone who will listen to him to download and spread the information around the whole world, I think he should have just made them private or taken them down for that period of time.
Is this another row thing?
It's to do with like a friend of mine, and to do with the fact that she wanted the regressions taken down and he wouldn't take them down. So that really is why in the end. Oh, and he's done some really shit, some really bad things. Like he's got a habit of like releasing private emails on his blog site for the whole world to read without asking people's permission.
Yeah, well, I have to say I'm a bit guilty of doing that myself. Slap over the wrist big time.
Yeah, I think it's naughty, you see, that. So
very naughty.
Very naughty indeed.
Very bad.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow, so that's that. Who do you want to ask me about now?
The other ones. What about at the Super Soldier Summit? There was Tyler.
Well, yeah. I don't know Tyler personally.
Okay.
But I know a lot about him. I did get a download on him.
What do you mean a download?
I mean, I saw like a moment in time within feeling him, like what was going on inside his head at the time.
Is this something which is private? Is it something that just is? I mean, I only want to talk about something which you want to reveal or which is worth revealing. I don't.
Yeah, well, he was in a dark place at the time. Let's just say that, and he was under heavily mind controlled.
Anything further you want to say on that without causing him any hurt?
I haven't seen the interview that you did, but apart from the bit about the closet thing. I had
the thing about the what?
He mentions the closet and like alien. I don't know, something about aliens coming out of his closet or something.
Oh yes, yeah, the hand.
That's the only bit I've seen of that interview. Now, when I was a kid,
we're referring to Basis 25, Part 4.
Yeah, well, when I was a kid, I thought a witch lived upstairs in my wardrobe. So it's very relevant, the bit I have seen of his interview, to my life. And also, I know this is just diverting slightly, but just really quickly, I had night terrors as a kid, which I don't remember, but I also had a reoccurring nightmare of a house burning down in a fire, which I've since learnt is from a past life, where my family was killed in a fire. Children were killed in a fire. I was like a native.
Well, was this a deliberate act? People walled in or something like that?
Sorry?
You know, when people are sort of closed in the fire and then they couldn't get out?
Well, no, I don't know. I don't know, really. I just know that I was a Native American Indian, and the fire happened, but myself and my partner escaped. Well, my husband escaped, but our children were killed in the fire. But when I was a kid, I used to relive this all the time, but in the context of the street burning down. I want to tell you about the Bilderberger thing. I think that's relevant.
Now, you're talking about the Bilderberger thing that happened in the UK, at Watford, where an awful lot of familiar people I noticed were there. A lot of people you liked. It looked to me that it was just get a lot of the people that we want to do in one go, and do something to them.
Yeah.
Are you agreeing with what I'm saying?
That was just like really quite bizarre, because I just felt like really blank for a second then.
Well, I've just remembered when they did that at Sky Television, they got all the people who happened to have been in the company from the word go, found out who they all were, got them all on the same database, and then suddenly, one by one, a lot of them started leaving.
Yeah. So, I can't really comment. I mean, I don't know.
I'm just saying, I'm suggesting that the secret meeting of the Bilderbergers wasn't a secret meeting at all. It was a put-up job and a trap. get everybody who's going to be there. I noticed there was an awful lot of people there who I knew.
Yeah.
And rather coincidence. And you know, if it's in this, I mean, if you're going to hold a secret meeting, you hold your secret meeting anyway.
Yeah. I understand you. What happened in relation to the Bilderberger thing and me is that on the last night of it,
were you there?
Well, no, but on the last night of it, something weird happened.
Well, I was there.
Well, I was here.
That's the Saturday night.
Yes, the Saturday night, between 12 and 12:30.
At night.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't there at that time. I don't know who was and what happened.
Listen, all I know is, right, the reason I make a link to that is because of what happened to me that night, and it was this last night of the Bilderberger thing, and I believe that the Bilderberger thing is like an energetic transfer of all sorts of stuff.
What do you mean, all sorts of stuff?
I'm going to expand. So what happened was, the long and short of what happened was, first of all, I'm in bed, and I'd noticed there was a spider, but it wasn't a normal spider. It was definitely, in my opinion, an AI type spider.
Scuttler?
Well, it wasn't like huge or anything. It was
what
like
size?
Medium size black spider, but it was.
I mean, when you're saying your hand, what size relative to your hand?
You know, just like not a huge big black spider. It was designed to look like a normal spider. It was medium size black spider. But the energetic force coming off this was a huge, dark energy. I'm not scared of spiders.
Was it an intrusion from another reality type spider?
Well, I felt like it was there to either trigger me or, I don't know, or like...
This is important because one of my colleagues, David Moncur, has done a lot of research on a researcher called Ron Adams, and his whole family was at the Rendlesham Forest or the Bentwaters base. Yeah. And they were all MyLabbed, and they in the 70s, and they had a terror of spiders.
Right.
And why do you think it's an AI? What significance is this?
Well, it didn't have the same vibrational frequency as like a normal spider would. You know, a normal, like, quote unquote, normal, natural spider. But look at the name. I mean, spy. It's like, you know, if you break the name down, then it's not so surprising at the idea of having an AI spider in your home. Anyway, what happened was, I'd moved my bed actually over because it was right above my head in the bedroom. Now, I've been really brainwashed not to kill spiders and stuff. But also, because I thought it was AI, well, I didn't at this second.
Why brainwashed not to kill spiders?
Well,
Spiders do a lot of good things.
Sorry, but because my grandpa used to have like matchboxes all through the house and stuff. One for spiders, one for butterflies, and one for bees. And if anything got caught in the house, we obviously used to trap them and then free them. And so... But once I did actually freak out, a massive one. It fell from, like, right above my head, and I just went absolutely bonkers and, like, jumped all over it and was screaming from my lungs. This is like when I was an adult. I
mean, are you talking about, like, a tarantula type thing?
Like, you know, those really black ones with the really heavy bodies. But I don't know, they just can't seem to keep the balance very well. I don't know, it was just, I just went... He went mental with... My grandpa didn't really shout at me and stuff, but he went absolutely mental at me, and I totally lost control, and he was like, yeah, I'm not meant... You're not meant to... I mean, I don't kill animals anyway. It's wrong. But anyhow, but because I thought it was AI, what's the point? So,
you're now referring to this modern one.
Jesus, sorry. Let me tell you what happened this night at the Bilderberger thing, because we've not got that much time, have we, to be diversifying too much. But long story short, so I'm lying in bed, I've moved my bed over because the spider was right above my head, and I'm feeling like this mad energy off it anyway. I don't want it to like just drop onto my head kind of thing. So I moved my bed over a little bit. That felt weird, just moving my bed over and it being in like a slightly different position. That was like really bizarre because I only really moved it like half a metre further over. But obviously, anyway, yeah, it was different. Anyway, the next thing I know, I'm starting to have sleep paralysis, which I haven't really had for years. And the next thing I know, I basically am being electroshocked. And I'm in my bedroom, but it's different because it's like a huge, like it's my bedroom, but it's different, but it's a base, but it's really weird, so it's very hard to explain. Very multidimensional. I can see white and I can see blue, and when I'm getting shocked, I've never felt pain like it before in my life, ever, and I've got like a really high pain tolerance. I always have had. It was horrific, but I was managing while this is going on to like hand my inner self over like to the power of like the Holy Spirit, that would be okay kind of thing. But at the same time as all this is going on, I'm very aware of the fact that I'm surrounded by beings, people, I don't know.
What do you mean by beings? People?
I don't know.
Aliens?
But I definitely was being spoken to by what I think was I don't know if they were human or alien. I do not know. I can't answer that question. I don't know. I just know that I'm around. There's other entities there. So it's hard to say because I don't even know how I managed to remember this. Well, I wrote it down, but usually this is the kind of thing that you go back to sleep and you'd have forgotten about by morning. But this was so different because this isn't a flashback. I believe this happened. Now, let me go into more detail. So I'm getting this electroshock going on in huge doses, but also there's a sexual thing going on where like the triggering like I don't know, trying to get I'm being told that I'm 7 years old, but I know that I'm not. I know that I'm like me now. I felt like they'd somehow managed to align me now with my younger self, like, and they were doing some kind of energetic thing between us both, I felt like it was interlinked to the Bilderberger thing.
So who is the they? Can you see anything about the they? Who are those people?
Well, I felt like it was directly linked to the Bilderberger situation. It was the last night when I
were you a group?
Came around from it. It was like 12:33, whatever that means, in the morning.
Was the bed in the right place?
Yeah. Oh, I was levitating when it was going on, because in between all this electroshock and stuff, I'm realising that I'm levitating, and there's a part of me that's thinking, oh wow, this is cool, I'm levitating. It was just so confusing. Like, some of this could be cover memories. Who knows what's real, who knows what isn't. All I can tell you is that I woke, when I, like, say, quote-unquote, woke, I have never felt so traumatised in all my life. And my head, oh my God, my head just literally felt shattered into thousands and thousands and thousands of pieces. And it took, like, it took a week for it to get anywhere near normal. The following Saturday, I see the spider, as I've been calling it, again. And it starts to happen again at the same time of night. It starts to happen again. Except this time, I don't have like total recall in any way, shape or form, but I remember coming around like about halfway through it and thinking it's happening again. But
there was no spider in the room this time?
No, yeah, there was again. So
again?
It was there again, yeah. And and the head, the only thing I had at that time was, I knew it had happened again, but I'd been like memory wiped. I just had the headache for the following week again. Just not quite as bad as the other one was, kind of thing.
And it's only appeared in those
No, I've seen it one other time as well. I was online, Skyping my friend online, and it was just down there.
I mean, do you think that the spider was just simply a foreign spider that's got a hallucinogenic sting of some kind?
I really don't. No, hallucinogenic sting.
Sting. I mean,
no,
or a bite.
No, it's never actually touched me.
Okay, I mean, I'm just trying to be devil's advocate here.
Yeah, that's fine. Listen, people can make or think what they want of it.
Yeah.
I know.
Have you thought of just whacking the damn thing with a heel of a?
Yeah, but it seemed pointless. Cause, I don't know. And I find, well, for some reason, I couldn't do it.
In other words, it's not actually there. It's just an intrusion. It's sending a signal.
Maybe. Who knows? But what happened last time was that I was online on Skype. Now I was well aware of what time it was. It was like 2:30. The next thing I know, it's like just gone 3:30, and my friend's going, Nina.
Are you talking midday in the afternoon?
In the night time. And my friend's calling my name and asking me if I'm awake. Now in my head, I'm talking to people, but I am asleep. But I'm not on my own. In my head, anyway. So I wake up and I've got my hands like moving all over the place, and I'm like, oh my God! I said to him, how long have I been asleep? And he said, well, that was really weird because I just got a really bad feeling, kind of thing. But anyhow,
so who's him?
Can't.
English. This is the person online.
This is the person I'm talking to via Skype. He says 5 minutes. So I look at the time. Because I was aware at about 2:20.
And your camera was on and he could see you.
Yeah. But I was aware at about 2:20 that I was really tired, you know. So I definitely, but I know that I was still awake at 2:30. But I also know the spider was in the room because we'd been discussing it. And I was like, you know, Anyhow, the point which I'm trying to make is the time was gone 3:30. He thought 5 minutes had gone by, but over an hour had gone by.
So this had affected him as well?
Yeah, definitely. Well, he'd either spoken to himself for over an hour and thought it was only 5 minutes.
Skype, some people say, is heavily monitored. And you are going through an AI when you talk on Skype.
Yeah.
Because the delay in the questions is related to the meaning and content of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So this was a diversion from James Rink.
Well, yeah, we don't want to talk too much about James Rink.
Yes, okay. We were talking about...
we were talking about Tyler anyway.
Tyler.
Well, yeah, because in relation to the
But what about Sarah?
Yeah?
Or Sarah Adams?
Yeah. Yeah, I can really relate to her. I think she's really good. I think I saw the interview you did with her, and I really. In fact, I saw that was the night that the Bilderberger thing happened. Well, I call it the Bilderberger thing. It might have been nothing to do with it, but that was the night that electroshock / levitating / sexual ritual stuff was all going on. At the night after I'd seen that interview, her interview affected me on a very profound level because I could so relate to everything she was talking about. And
what does most...
Specifically, people where you are speaking to them and you go down the street and someone else picks up the same conversation, like that same level of lack of consciousness. Like, oh God, do sit down if you want to.
I just don't want to step on things, right?
Okay, well...
See, I'm doing cameras, producing, directing, and editing.
I do apologise. I'm just feeling a little sorry for you.
I'm not playing victim on this one. I'm creating my art.
I'm not saying you're playing victim, but you look a little tired.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's been a long day for you.
Yeah. So the specifically Sarah and then Ava.
Yeah, I don't really know Ava, so I can't really comment.
Those are the ones I can recall. Any other of the team that we should be talking about? What about Jay Collins, the man in black?
Yeah, I don't know. He tried to contact me. I don't know, but he did try and contact me.
So really, in terms of the super soldiers, your main contact is primarily, our main connection is max.
Yeah. Well, no, there's others, but I'm not. They're not. They haven't gone public, so there is others. There's one in England. The one I was talking to on Skype, actually.
Yeah. Well,
when the missing time happened.
What are the super soldiers? What's the definition? What's the deal? Or what is the real term that should be applied about these super soldiers?
Well,
in closing.
I would say special souls here to help save humanity. But it depends which path they've taken, because it would be so easy to be corrupted by the programming and stuff, that if you've managed to overcome that, then in turn it all to your advantage and humanity's advantage. Very special souls.
Now, why is humanity under threat? Because I've interviewed another guy who's related to that. There was a book out there called, at the Super Soldier Summit, How Black Ops Stopped Ascension. Transhumanization, the end of the human era. And I keep forgetting his name, and he told me that there was a reason for that. Now, that's a pretty dark subject.
Yeah.
Ascension.
Yeah. I think I saw some of that interview, but I did feel like he was under heavy mind control.
Well, he said so.
Yeah, of course he did. And I felt so sorry for him, because he looked really dead in his eyes, you know. There wasn't really a light there shining. Sad, so sad. Really sad.
But I mean, is this the kind of end of humanity that we're talking about? Or are we talking about the 2045 agenda, where people are talking about human consciousness, so-called human consciousness or human souls being transferred to cyborgs or robots or computer-type systems?
Well, I mean, that's already going on, isn't it? You've got your synthetics and clones and everything.
What?
I said it's already... I mean, there's so much already going on that we're not... Well, obviously, most people don't know about, but like the cloning technologies and the synthetics has been perfected definitely for nearly the last 100 years, which I'm aware of. It could well be longer, but anyway.
Can you go into that?
How would you like me to go into it?
Well, I mean, this is the sort of thing that James Casbolt would talk about, or Barry King would mention, and we all thought they're looped.
No.
Can we go into that in detail now?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit tired as well.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, but without we can.
But yeah, I'll confirm that they are absolutely right with their information, and.
Are you talking about the manufacture of programmable generated life forms?
Absolutely.
And what are those? What do they look like?
Well, for example, there is key things that can happen. For example, you've got some politicians being interviewed, speaking to people at important events. And you'll have on one side somebody controlling a synthetic being, one usually on each side, usually in pairs. One of them will be blinking a lot, you know, like a computer eye moving at. And the other one, like, just literally will not be blinking at all. So it's like you've got the mind shield going up. One of them's keeping the mind shield up, and the other one's like remote, influencing the thought pattern of what they're saying. But these are hidden amongst the politicians, so they actually are the politicians themselves. And so, for example, they'll influence each speaker to say exactly what they want them to say, and then at the end they'll step in themselves and close the deal, kind of thing. And this is like happened a lot, you know.
So are these things alien devices or what? Or the alien souls or what?
I would say it would be like grey technology, personally.
So the aliens look like us. The aliens have looked like us for a long time.
Yeah. They have, I mean...
Which aliens?
Well, in this particular instance that I'm talking about, I felt that it was grey related.
What type of grey?
But I can't really be too specific because, in all honesty, although I have seen some UFOs, I don't really have... I have the ability to see, like, reptilian DNAs. I have the ability to see if someone's, like, got grey kind of influences to them. But I wouldn't say by any throw of the dice that I'm any kind of expert on this subject. I'm still learning so much myself. It's all a learning curve still.
So are you saying that Barry King
yeah.
and his stuff about Peasmore and the underground bases in Berkshire in England and the associated bases that he links those with, which is practically almost most of the British Army bases?
We have underground tunnels right throughout the world.
Yeah.
Now, actually, some of this information is finally
Now, when you say we have underground tunnels...
We do.
Or are the ancient tunnels there already?
Like train systems. I've dreamt about these.
So have I.
Right. And I've realised, like, I've been on them, and I've realised there's been people around me, and then I'm realising these aren't people, these are shapeshifters, and I need to get out of here.
Well, how did you get in the tunnel?
It's a dream. I mean, I don't know, but the dreams. I've had a few key, really specific dreams, and can remember them clearer than like just normal day-to-day events. These are not just dreams. These are some form of memory or different reality or message or something.
Well, John Lear told me all about that, but I was fairly familiar about that. Major facility, major node under Manchester.
Yeah, I've heard
that's just for this part of the world.
Yeah, you see, now I was born in Liverpool, which of course is close to Manchester. We're all linked anyway by this underground network. So, and obviously these don't move they move fast. They're not like normal trains.
You mean they run a bit faster than a London Tube on the Northern Line?
I'll tell you what it's like. You know, have you ever seen the film They Live?
Yes, yeah. The film They Live.
I think that film's brilliant for showing what is really going on in the different layers to what's really going on.
So that means logically this is going to be watched by people in They Live. They'll know what we're doing. I've noted the 4 mirrors we've got here.
4?
And the window.
I knew you were going to say that. I just thought I'd test you first.
Yeah, and what do you feel that they would do about us? I mean, it's like a feedback loop. We're in the matrix. We're trying to work our way out, and what?
Well, I know they didn't want this to happen. I've been getting messages ever since the day that we arranged for this to happen. I've been told not to speak.
What sort of messages?
I've actually recorded one of them on Skype. I got told not to speak. I got told it directly related. Well, I got told I had to shut up, keep quiet, stop talking about things that you can't see. Right. And also, now I'd said to my friend...
Who's your friends?
My friend, one person. I only told one person. And I'd said my only concern is... Well, I don't really want to say what I'd said my only concern is because that's just being really stupid to say that to the whole world. So... But what I had voiced as my concern, he voiced right back at me. Like, that's no accident, you know? So, and also, this is a three-way conversation, because I knew it was going to be confrontational anyway. I'd kicked him out I've got a group on Facebook. He'd managed to infiltrate for like a whole 4 hours. I'd kicked him out. And so he started calling on Skype. And so I thought, well, we'll address this. But I was already chatting to my other friend. So we had one of those group conversation things. He knew key information about him as well. You know, he was obviously a spy, you know. What was
the spy of? Who's he spying for? The KGB or the Ruskies or
he was
the
Nazi
secret
obsessed.
alien cabal?
He was Nazi obsessed. He had a swastika on his arm. Yeah. He was really racist.
Good old Fourth Riker then.
Yeah, big time into his big time Nazi program. He was a twin as well. And he was the same age as me, but he looked like so old. So maybe he wasn't the same age as me. But he said he was the same age as me. But he looked like at least 10 years older, if not.
And it just didn't take the right vitamins or smoke too much?
God only knows. He looked like he drank a lot. I definitely felt like he was on some kind of medication because of the way he was speaking.
Had he done too many time jumps of the wrong kind?
He was definitely a dark entity, yeah. Definitely on the wrong side of the path, so to speak.
As we close,
yes,
transhumanization, end of the planet, the pole, the sun shifting its axis from the Earth. The whole sort of we're all going to die thing. This is sort of ending on fear. We're not meant to be doing this.
No, we're not ending on fear. We're ending on the fact that it's all an illusion. Don't get wrapped up in the chemtrails. Don't get wrapped up in the false flags. Don't get bogged down by all this. All of that is part of their agenda, because the more that you feed into it, the more you're keeping that alive and rolling. To change this, all we have to do is live life pure, love, stay connected to source, nature, all of the beauty that's around us. We need to focus on and make that the reality. We all need to stop turning on one another. We all need to stop feeding into the fears. It's so important that we do come together and unite and raise our vibrational field, and they lose their power because they can't cope with that pure love. They can't resonate with that. So everyone has to stop falling into the fear-based traps which they're setting, and people are falling hook, line and sinker. They think they're awake, but they're only aware to that level, and they get stuck in the fear. It's a huge trap, and it's so dangerous, and people have got to realise what's going on. They've got to rise above it. That's how we end it. Yeah.
Thank you,
You're
Nina.
welcome.
God
Thank
bless
you.
From a warm
southwest
Yorkshire.
No, we're in northwest Yorkshire border.
Right, northwest Yorkshire border.
We're technically in West Yorkshire, but we're on the North Yorkshire border.
With that other place called Lancashire.
I don't know. Lancashire's over that way somewhere.
Oh God! Right.
We're just right by North Yorkshire, basically.
Cumbria.
There's Benefill's just over there.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Good luck and God bless. And we'll
same to you. God bless to you, and God bless to the world. Rise above and feel love one another, pure, real love and connection, and enjoy nature, special things.
And the sunshine.
Yeah, and the sea, and the wind, and the rain. Magic.
Well, you've got it all here in England.
We do, don't we?
Okay, thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Wow. Well, there's a bit left.